Hey, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com and it's finally here. This is the best basketball shoes of the year for 2018. Some shoes are on the list, some shoes are off the list. Anything that released last year is not on the list, so the Kyrie 4, while there was plenty of colorways that came out this year, the original release date was last year. So with that being said, what is the first category? Because we do have categories. What are the categories actually?
Nice to see, worst of the year, honorable mention, my personal top pick, and the best of 2018.
What were the shoes that I felt were nice to see?
The Puma Clyde Court, Under Armour's Curry 302, the Air Jordan 33, and the Lebron Soldier 12.
The Puma Clyde Court, also known as the Clyde Court Disrupt, it was a nice model to see simply for the fact that Puma's been out of the game for what, like 18 years, something like that, 20 years? It's been crazy, so it was nice to see that they came out with something for basketball. Not only that, but it's also been, I'm not gonna say that it was Puma that started it, because it's not, but something has started to where like New Balance is now in the game, or back in the game. A lot of people are like, New Balance makes basketball shoes? Matt Bonner wore New Balance like his whole career. Even when he was no longer signed with the brand, he like saved sneakers for years. It was hella funny because one of them was so old that the sole fell off in the middle of the game. Now the Soldier 12 is also nice to see. It would have been on the, top performance picks list. However, the list is already packed, so I just wanted to make sure that they kind of got their mention. Not as an honorable mention, it's just nice to see that the laceless design, which these guys do have, has pretty much been perfected. There was one issue where this little clip right here would break. I've seen people replace those things with literal key rings, and those are made out of metal, so they're not gonna break. That's what I would recommend. I would literally recommend, if you buy this, just to remove that yourself and replace it immediately, because I've seen people break these in the first game that they wear them. Personally, like I've literally seen it myself. The Under Armour Curry 302 is a shoe that I got rid of. It's on this list as it was nice to see because it was a surprisingly good shoe with one minor, I wouldn't say flaw because it didn't like really affect the shoe too much, but it did not have a heel counter whatsoever, which that was not nice to see. That was weird. And so while the shoe definitely like fit the foot one-to-one and it allowed the shoe to be a high-performing basketball shoe, it was still just a really strange thing to do. Like I can't get over that mentally, so like I wouldn't put it on the tops picks list, even though everything about that shoe was really, really good. Last but not least was these guys. The reason why they are here is because it was nice to see Jordan Brand step outside the box. Although I would have preferred laces, and I'm sure many people would have as well, it was nice to see them actually do something different for a change. I liked what they did here. I didn't love its implementation wholeheartedly because I did have some issues with it ripping apart my arches and all that stuff, kind of like a learning curve to the whole laceless design and all that stuff. But overall, I think that it was really nice. It looks really nice. That's the main thing. I think that it looks really cool. I just was not a massive fan of them on court, mostly because of the laces. Next category.
Everyone's favorite, the worst of the year.
Oh yeah.
The Nike KD11, Under Armour Curry 5, Adidas Derose 9, and the Anta NASA Seed Galaxy.
I forgot I put those on the list. That was a really bad shoe.
You were so excited about those two.
I wasn't like super excited. I was excited in the sense that other people were excited because the people were hyped about that sneaker. I don't know, like, and I'm talking about like the sneakerhead people, the people that are normally snobby were like looking at that being like, oh, it's dope. I was looking at it like it looked like the LeBron 15. Like, you know the Vapor Max? You know that sound that it makes when you walk on concrete, that clacking? Like that's what playing in that shoe was like, but instead of air, it was like firm foam. It was just not good. Like, I don't know. I still to this day don't know if that was intended to be a performance basketball shoe or if it was a novelty basketball shoe. The Under Armour Curry 5, like when I went up half a size, it was a much better experience, but still it was just not the shoe that they had been making. That whole thing where they use hard fused seams in areas, like you just can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me it was like a very, I wouldn't call it like a rookie mistake. It was just a mistake where I was just kind of like, how did that slide all the way? Like nobody, not one person that ever wore that shoe prior to it releasing said anything. And to the point to where I'm not the only one that had the arch issue. That's how you know that it's not just me. You know what I mean? Because like some people had told me, who will remain nameless, but they were like, are you sure it's not just your foot? And I was kind of like, what? That alone makes it like, it was one of the worst experiences that I had. The traction on that shoe wasn't up to par with previous standards of all the other Currys. So for that reason, it's in the worst of list. The KD11, the cushion was the only good thing about that shoe. This though, this this fucking takes the cake. You went from the Adidas Derose 5, which was a great shoe. There were some minor problems with it for me personally. There was the Derose 6 Prime Knit specifically, which is like one of the best shoes I've ever played in. The Derose 7 Prime Knit, again, one of the best shoes I've ever played in. Then the Derose 8 happened and I was kind of like, what is going on here? It felt like an ankle brace with a midsole and an outsole. It just didn't feel good. And then this. The materials alone feel like an afterthought, and they play like an afterthought. Like, this is not performance material right here. This is like you would make pants out of this or something. You know what I mean? Like, I swear I have some sweatpants that like have this on there. The only thing good about this shoe was the bounce cushion. Everything else was just super lackluster. The way that this material didn't contain your foot. If you would have sat in the midsole, it probably would have saved the shoe. And I understand, like, a lot of people are like, but Derose is having a killer year in them. The dude is an NBA player. He could play in anything. So these guys right here, I just don't like them, man. They're trash.
For your honorable mentions, you have the Big Baller brand ZO2.19 and the Nike PG2.
The Nike PG2 I feel bad for. The PG2 and the PG 2.5, same shoe. One just has, literally they placed a strap on it. Same sneaker though. What a waste. There's nothing 0.5 about that. They took one little piece about the 1 and they put it on the 2. That's not a 0.5.
Well, it was like they noticed that a bunch of shoes were getting straps and they're like, hold on, we can do it too, guys.
Well, they did it last year. This shoe is an awesome sneaker, but it just kept getting pushed slowly down the list because the other shoes are just, I just had more fun in them. This shoe is an honorable mention because it's technically available, but you won't get it till next year, which I think sucks. But the way that this shoe plays is so nice. It's got a little bit of like new stuff with the mesh and the build and all that stuff, that super like lightweight feel, but then it's got all of these premium overlays on top of it that feel amazing. The traction on this is like, this shoe right here is one of my like in the bag reserves in case I'm on a really shitty floor, because this traction seems to be able to stick to anything, and it's really, really crazy. I don't know if it's the rubber or if it's the pattern or maybe it's a little bit of both. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's f***ing awesome. And then the cushion on these guys is so damn comfortable. I just really like these. I love the way that they fit. That's the main thing. Like this collar area, it's very thin, but it's made out of really nice leather, and when you lace it up, like you feel like it's like caressing you. Like if you can think of like the nicest hug you've ever gotten, where you just kind of like sigh afterwards, like, yeah, that feels comforting, that's this right here. That's this shoe.
Every time I hug you?
Nope.
Your personal top pick. If anybody doesn't know it, they've been living under a rock.
My personal pick. Like if I was gonna pick any shoe to play in right this second, face. This is a retro done right. There should never be a retro put out that isn't done properly after this shoe. Like you have no excuse after that. If Nike can do it, the cheapskate of all cheapskates is, as far as brands go, if they can do this right, like you got no excuse, man. And Nike has no excuse because they put out other retros where you're like, what the f happened? No excuses. This right here is just how to remake a shoe. It's almost one for one. The difference is that the things that they changed, they made better. This is a f***ing great shoe, man. This right here, this will get my swear jar going. It's so awesome.
The best of 2018, starting with the Anta KT3 Low.
This is another shoe that is just, I mean, you could check out the performance review, but there's like almost nothing wrong with them, and it's surprising because it's a Chinese brand. I'm not surprised with it, but I know like other people are surprised with it. I've been playing in Chinese brands for 7, 8 years, something like that, 9 years maybe. I'm not surprised with this. I am surprised that they get better every year. That's the main thing, is that whatever they like mess up on, they fix it. And it's just, this is one of those types of shoes. Everything on this shoe is awesome, from the traction all the way up to the fit, the cushion, all that stuff. It's just a fantastic sneaker.
Followed up by the Anta KT4.
A follow-up done right. This one kind of like, it's a little heavier, like especially after holding those, like these are definitely like noticeably heavier, but they are beefier in the cushion department. Not in the sense to where like you're gonna feel unstable or like you feel super high off the floor or anything like that. It's just that whatever this A flash foam is, it's awesome. They kept the same traction pattern, which I think is a good thing. I don't like it when things change, like this stuff. Like you should always make sure that this works. The upper, I still swear that it looks like the Lebron 15, which I'm still not a big fan of, but I mean, as far as performance is concerned, this right here is an awesome sneaker.
The Nike Kobe NXT 360.
I don't have that shoe anymore. The reason why it's on this list, because it's not very durable, but the reason why it's on this list is because for like when it lasts, like holy hell, that's like it's a little weird at first. Like it's a really awkward kind of feeling sneaker. But once you break it in and you get used to that strange feeling that it does have because of the outsoles are rounded and stuff, it just is a fun shoe to play in. Like I don't know what else to say about it. It should be a little bit more durable for $200. Or actually it should be a lot more durable for $200. Still, like it was like a really, really, really fun shoe to play in. I can't believe that they made a shoe that was literally see-through that you can hoop in.
The Jordan Fly Lockdown.
The Jordan team stuff doesn't get enough actual appreciation from hoopers and casual people or sneakerheads and all that stuff. This is definitely one of those shoes. This shoe almost has nothing wrong with it. It would be a flawless sneaker if there was heel cushion, which there isn't, although I don't care because I'm normally on my forefoot, but I'm just saying like for the majority, and which is what this list is comprised of. The top shoes I feel like are the best kind of all around shoes. So not just like my personal taste, but I try to pull in like what other people might want in the shoe and all that stuff. But this shoe, the Lockdown, like the name states, is awesome. And the cushion in the forefoot at least is really great. The traction on these was some of the best around too. Great shoe, great price you can find it at because they're all discounted because nobody looks at these things twice. So if you can find these for way under retail, I would say go for it. You will not be disappointed.
The Under Armour Hover Havoc.
When the Curry 5 came out, I didn't think that Under Armour could do anything right. Like to be perfectly honest. They surprised me with this one. This guy right here, this is like going back to like their old stuff where they have, again, a little bit of everything. The hover cushion in these guys is awesome, especially after being broken in. The traction's awesome. I actually love playing in these outside, which is really weird. Like a really great job from Under Armour. I was super surprised. Fantastic shoe. I was super surprised, especially after the Curry 5 issue that I had.
The Anta Rondo V.
I don't have that shoe. I gave that to my friend Vince. Shout out to Vince, by the way. But that shoe is, I mean, I've got nothing bad to say about them. They were fantastic. The upper, the fit, the support was fantastic. The traction's great, cushion's good, like nearly flawless, especially if you're looking for a shoe that's all around everything. If you're a guard, like that is definitely one of those shoes.
The Jordan Why Not 01.
This guy was my personal top pick for a while until the Kobe Procho came out. And then at that point, it was like they're so neck and neck with one another because the tech specs are nearly identical between the two. So yeah, so I just really love these. The reason why they're a little bit further down, because again, I'm trying to like think about everybody on this list. They're a little bit bulkier than what a lot of people like, especially right here in the heel. You can consider that to be like kind of clunky. I don't feel like they play that way. I still think that these are fantastic. A lot of people could not deal with the shroud thing though. They've recently taken that off with the Chaos Edition. So if you're a wide footer, you just don't like this shroud thing, you don't have to have it anymore, which is cool. You can get the same performance out of the shoe minus the little cover thing. Like I almost called it a condom, which I just did anyways. Awesome sneaker.
The Nike LeBron 16.
The LeBron 16 I got rid of because I hated that colorway that I had. It's like they get like made all the cool colorways afterwards. I absolutely love everything about that shoe, especially comparing it to the previous year. The 15 I felt had so much potential. I just couldn't play in it comfortably. Like I just did not feel stable in those things. The 16s changed everything. It was great. The traction's great. The fit was pretty good. Like it wasn't perfect, but it was very, very good. The materials on that shoe is awesome. The cushion, you can't get better than full leg zoom, you know what I mean? Especially when it's articulated, when you can move in it and all that stuff. It's just a great shoe, dude. Like the only problem with that sneaker is the price. The price is $185. It's still really, really, really high. It's weird that shoe is $185 when you think about it, and the see-through Kobe. The see-through Kobe is $200. Like, I think that's insane.
And tied for the best of 2018, we have the Adidas Harden Volume 3 and the Nike Kyrie 5.
Yep, just like last year, there's a tie because I like these shoes so much that I couldn't pick just one. These shoes I think are just really, really awesome. This one is so much fun to play in. Like I can't tell you guys enough. Like this guy right here, I just think is fantastic. This right here though, especially with Adidas having such a lackluster year, this was a surprise for me personally. I didn't expect anything of these. They look really plain, but holy shit, they've got everything. They've got court feel, they've got cushion, they've got traction, at least on the solid rubber colorways. The fit is Kobe 5 level. Like I just love the way that these fit, especially once you like lace them up, you just feel good in them. I don't have anything bad to say about these other than some colorways are more expensive than the others because of the colored boost. I still think that's stupid, but I'm sure that these are gonna be heavily discounted because nobody's buying these anyways. But after this, maybe you will, because these are just one of the best shoes of the year. This one is a little bit different. They don't have the cushion that these guys have, but they're fast and they are fun. And I just really like them. The fit on them is also awesome. I think that these are both just good, man. Really good shoes. And that pretty much takes care of it. 2018, it went by really quickly. And I ended the year with a injury. So that sucks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Check out WearTesters.com for all of your performance needs and your performance shoe sneaker news and all that kind of good stuff. Let me know what you guys think about our picks. Let us know what you think your picks are. Like, what's your favorite shoe that you played in this year, and list the reasons why too. Don't just be like, oh, it's the Harden 3. Like, let me know what is it about the Harden 3 that you love, or whatever it is that you're picking. Thank you once again, and until next time, guys, have a good one.